Okay, one wife I think is like fairly doable for like your average guy. I only think the above average men should even attempt to have multiple wives. On the other hand, if there are tons and tons of women wanting to marry a man, like he must be a really amazing man.
I totally agree on the perspective of like I think that monogamy does create this unnatural competition between women. I do think that that competition between men, I think that that's actually good for men in a lot of ways. And a lot of this comes down to on the biological end where you have women who like if you want to have your own children, like have a re not your own, but like biologically give birth, to children that are genetically yours, women do have a biological clock.
But it's this idea that women will go for the highest quality man that they see fit, but that men will go towards multiple women that maybe aren't. They have more of a numbers when women are more devoted to like going towards the top that they can. And this is based on the reproductive cycle, how women have less reproductive time than men do.
And
I've always
yeah,
found it
well,
interesting too, just from a biological sense that, why would we have been created or evolved where men's can reproduce from their teens till they die,
right.
and women have this shorter cycle. So it does seem biologically that we were made for men to have multiple wives to be able to reproduce. It seems like that is kind of hardwired into our into who we are as Homo sapiens.
In the reproductive relationship, we have men judge women along one axis, which is attractiveness. Now, that's not just physical attraction. There's a lot of things that go into this. This is being able to like trust that they're not going to go sleep with other men and then lead to paternal uncertainty, right? So there's that trust. There's intelligence. Intelligence is also a biology, right? And also attractiveness because it's like you're trying to find the most genetically optimal children you can have. So attractiveness is very encompassing of a lot of things. But that's the axis that men are looking for because when when in the reproductive relationship, they just are given some material and like they're not going to pay the biological cost of it. They're going to pay in investment.
And it finally like dawned on me, if you have two or three beautiful, educated, smart women that all want to be married to the same man, like why would they choose a creep? Of course they're going to choose to be married to like the highest caliber man that's available.
And this is the reason why hypergamy is so important because it doesn't necessarily mean I want the best man in the whole pool. What it means is I need a man who is capable of doing the things I would normally do for myself at the same level or better than I can.
If a woman has to choose between only the single men, then not only is she competing in basically a game of musical chairs to find the best men, but she also has a smaller dating pool. She's in a hurry to get married before all the men are taken up. And she has to try to be some amazing superwoman that's beautiful and all the things so that a man will be interested in her. In my experience, women that live plural marriage, they're more allowed to be themselves because their man has other women to fill other roles.
Because there is a fear of like, okay, young male syndrome. Do we have all these men who are not incorporated in the dating pool? And it's like, well, newsflash, everyone, we already have that problem right now in monogamy because right now we are in a state where women are economically independent, like from men for the most part. Women can provide for themselves. The kind of adage like any man is better than no man is not true for women anymore. You can provide for yourself. And so women are now getting to the point where they're like, if I can't have the man that I want, I'm just not going to pair up. And this is why we're seeing a decrease in birth rates because women are just like, if I can't have what I want, I won't do anything. So men are already getting excluded from the dating market. It's just women are also being excluded, self-selecting out of it as well.
Utah has the highest per capita amount of money spent on cosmetic surgery. And I think it's because marriage is pushed, But we're a monogamous society as a whole, and so the women are literally having to compete for the men.
Yeah, it's basically just you're trying to marry up.
Yeah,
Like that's the best way to say that. Women are biologically driven to marry up. Men, they don't really care. In
Uh-huh.
fact, there is some reason to believe that men actually would prefer to marry the same or down because then they don't feel like their wife is going to cheat on them.
Are you all polygamists in your heart?
By the way I would interpret that, I would say yes, because I do believe that it's like a good thing. Whether or not I would ever like under like because I'm just so on the authority thing. I mean, I can't, even though I totally get like Charlotte, you make a great point with like, okay, well, you can get married monogamously, but at the same time, I'm like, well, maybe that's what the trick. We need to get it legalized, and then it's like, well, now it's legal marriage.